What's happening, y'all? Happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day and happy second inauguration day for President Barack Obama. We are so proud. Y'all mind if I read to you? Okay. Now, this scene took place the day after November 4th, 2008, which was the date that Barack Hussein Obama was elected to become the 44th President of the United States of America. Why are they crying? It's only an election, jeered a young Caucasian lady who was talking amongst a cluster of co-workers of the same persuasion. She was referring to the three sisters, two Latinas, an Asian lady, a Native American couple, another brother, and myself, who were expressing our elation for the momentous occasion of the first African-American president of the United States of hypocrisy, who used to use their own enslaved to fight for their independence and democracy. There's no wonder why our tears of elation were peculiar to the Caucasian layman. Now, our first inclination was to be like, oh no, they didn't, and give them a piece of our minds, but instead, we decided to give them a piece of enlightenment because they genuinely did not know why we were so excited. It's not like the public school system depicts black folks as anything other than former slave victims, and every now and then they may slip in a black accomplishment or briefly mention Dr. King, but hardly do they shed any truth about Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, or Sojourner Truth and the like. So one of my co-workers politely approached the group and began to explain to them that we do not weep over spilled milk, we scowl over the spilled blood of our forefathers. We are finally living the dream that was dreamed by a king who dared to foresee the scene that was seen before us right now, she said. We are so proud. This is the culmination of an enslaved king's prayer and patience as he toiled the soil basting in the hot southern sun, next to his grandson Basse, whose back bared fresh gashes for when Madge's lynch mob captured and lashed him the last time he tried to run. Like father, like son. See, Basse's father had been captured and lynched by some of the same henchmen who caught him when he was trying to escape because he too refused to wait for freedom to come. He refused to succumb to the notion that he would yield his life to the field, and bowing down to Mazza really did not appeal to the prince. "I's gonna be free in heaven," is the last thing that Basse heard his dad say before his neck snapped and his body swayed on the rope hanging from the branch of the old oak tree by the lake that day. Do you realize how far you have to run and how much you have to overcome to go from fleeing for your freedom to becoming the leader and the lamb that once took your liberty? That is why we cry. I wiped the tears from the sister's eyes and embraced her, then I continued the conversation. Now, my mama always said life is not like a box of locked up chocolates. But life is about the chocolates sticking outside of the box so that we do not get locked up in boxes anymore. We cried the blood-stained tears for the enslaved African mother who discovered that the son that she carried for 8.5 months wasn't the child of her husband. The midwife fainted when she saw that the dainty baby had been tainted by the blood of the slave owner who raped the African queen. You could hear the African king's heart crack as he erupted in pain and rage and contemplated the murder of his usurper. That, my naive madam, was the evil seed that was implanted in the psyche of the black family. Now the black woman thinks that the black man is less than a man because he didn't fight to the death to stop Mazda from taking her preciousness, and she figures that she can do bad by herself and she don't need no man. And the black man doesn't fully respect the black woman because his mind jackknifes back to the nights when she left his arms to go to Maz's bed, and in his head she never quite put up enough fight to keep that scumbag up off of her. He loved her, but he looked at her different after that. If you listen closely, you can still hear the bitterness between the black man and woman bellowing in the undertones of some of the music today. We cry because Michelle and Barack shows us that it does not have to be that way. The Caucasian ladies nodded attentively like they understood, but we could tell that they didn't. How could they?